So we got Luis versus Toxiic. I wish it was still the end of last season so I could show you how high rated these guys are, but the season's reset. Actually, Luis is still number 5. In fact, looks like roughly the same order as the end of last season. So Luis, almost at the max rating right now. Looks like he's reset to 1647. He's currently number 5. And Toxiic is at 16 with 1605. So really, really close top of the leaderboard here. Like, everybody in this area is super close together. And let's see what the new map looks like. This is the Toon map. Is this map okay? I need to ask them. Luis says no problem. Okay, let's see what it's about. Let's see the new map. Let's see what it's all about. Toxiic versus Luis. I'm gonna go Luis on this one. See if I can get a prediction right. Yesterday we had another Spain versus England match. We had CRR versus Revsy, and I went for Revsy, and I was wrong. I believe, wasn't I? I was wrong, wasn't I? Yeah, I was wrong. So today I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go for the Spanish player this time. I'm going to say Luis for the win. And already I'm wrong. As Toxic's taking the early lead. This map is really different. Like, the shading is really different. This is the first time I've seen it since the patch dropped. It's obviously very bright, but I'm also noticing that our nameplate's different in this map as well. Or am I just now noticing that nameplates look like this? Is this what nameplate, or do nameplates look like this on every map? I'm probably overthinking this. I forgot to change the flags in the overlay. Oh, you guys are right. Yeah, I switched the names, but I forgot to change the flags. Okay, well, that's an easy one, so we'll do that right now. Thanks for reminding me. So I definitely forgot that. Now let's get into this. One air double bump fail there from Toxiic. I'm curious to see if he keeps going for these. Half star. Thanks to 37 month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel, man. Now, I'm not sure of this map. I'm looking at my OBS. I'm not sure if it looks the same on Twitch as it does in person, but in person it looks very smooth. Well, I mean on my screen. But I swear that usernames like these these name tags are different on here. The cars really like pop in this map. Like, they really stand out. It's very clear, which is very different. I don't know, I'm curious. I feel like this is something... What's the verdict? So most of you guys don't like it. Type 1 in chat if you don't like this new version of Neo Tokyo, this new light version. Type 2 if you like it. Let's see. Because visually, I think most people, well, just looking at chat, most people don't like it. I think it's quite interesting though. You can really see cars very clearly. I think that might actually be a good thing. That the cars pop off the screen like this. Because I'm looking right now at... Well, look at whichever cars on the POV we're not on. That's the one that you want to pay attention to. Because that's the information you're trying to gather when you play Rocket League. You're trying to spot, you know, other players' cars in your peripheral vision mostly. And they really do stand out very clearly, so it might in fact be good to play on them. But yeah, this is a bright, very bright grey colour. So it might be better in like more... Well, obviously grey is not known as a very sunny and bright colour. Maybe in other colours this would work more, like green, for example. Like if it's a green grassy map, this might work really well. But yeah, a different way of getting brightness, because obviously when you just make a really bright map, it's very hard to play on because it just hurts your eyes. This is another way to get that effect without actually making it brighter. Oh, is Toxic's flag messed up? Wait, how did that happen? Oh, I've just misspelled ENG, that's why. Man, I'm not on the ball today. I didn't even notice. I did not even notice. Anyway, this is the new map, so I've mostly talked about that. Let's see what's actually happening here. Luis, able to come back and now leads. Luis is a guy who started off his one's career being known for his aerials and offense, and his speed, his mechanics. Since then, he's really started to iron out all of the more fundamental aspects of the game, the ground game, the challenge game, and possession. And he's now just a complete all-rounder. He's very, very good. And, you know, I think he can take a series against anybody. Toxiic, he's more recently made the come up. I've known about him for, I think, over a year now. It's got to be. I've seen him on the leaderboards. But now he's starting to get much higher than he ever has been. Let's look at this save by Luis. He actually got bumped, but then still made contact with the ball. And Toxiic, you know, he's been around for a while, but he's starting to peak right now in ladder rank, and he's trying now to get that same form to transition into show matches. He's been top 10 many times in the past season, but yet to be able to produce that same level in the show match setting. Luis starting to pop off now. This is impressive stuff. Toxiic trying to take the ball to the back corner. Luis just getting a far better hitbox on it. Doesn't allow him to do so. Last time you saw Luis in the channel, you were really impressed. Yeah, Luis is excellent these days. He's always been deadly in ones, and now he is solid as well. And Toxiic is struggling here in the tail end of game number 1. Gonna get Catalysm at a show match. Does Catalysm play ones? I know Catalysm's excellent at 2v2 and 3s, but I don't know if he plays ones. Yeah, if Luis keeps this up, he's maybe going to 3-0 this, because the one advantage that I thought Toxiic might have is the, you know, maybe physical game, ground game, and it wouldn't be a big advantage, but it's possible that he can get an advantage there. I've also seen, well, I've actually got a video about this. I've seen matches between Monkeyman and Toxiic recently, where Toxiic wasn't able to match Monkeyman in the air, which is no shame. Monkeyman's unbelievably quick to the ball in the air, and Luis probably not even as fast as Monkeyman, but he's known to be quick, and yeah, Toxiic might struggle in that aspect of the game, or at least so I thought. When it comes to positional game, ground game, Toxic's usually up there with the best of them, but Luis is just going right through him right now like he's not even there. He's winning the 50-50s, he's controlling the possession, really not giving Toxiic any time on the ball with boost available to him. This one's really just getting ugly now. Not even a kickoff goal for Toxiic. Luis now on the hunt for his 10th goal of the game, with a lot of time left. Oh my goodness. How does he get this much height on the last touch? This is absurd. Luis just air dribbling in a straight line, and then he decides, you know what, I'm actually going to air dribble over you. I'm just going to get a pop mid-air by perfectly spinning into the ball and lifting it over your head. I believe that the correct pronunciation is Luis, but I might be sounding like I'm saying it wrong because of my accent. But yes, it's you say it like you see it, Luis. My accent really doesn't let me do it properly. I'd have to think about it. I can't just say it off the top of my head. Yeah, it's not Lois and it's not Lewis, it's Luis, I believe. That's about as close as I can get. Toxiic finally getting another goal on the board. He's probably just going to try and start some momentum for the next game. Luis going for the half flip kickoff, and Toxiic tries to test his shooting power. Not even close to enough to beat Luis in that position. I was able. I was just looking at Twitch today. I don't know if anyone in chat was watching JamesBot earlier, but I was watching. I was in the Rock League section on Twitch. I saw JamesBot was streaming. I saw he was streaming 1v1. That's our LCS caster, JamesBot. And I went into his chat. I told him, hey, try the half flip kickoff on the diagonal spawn. And he'd never tried it before, so he just went for it, you know, half flipped onto the boost when he spawns diagonal. And I think it worked for him 5 out of 5 times that I saw. I didn't see, well, not that I can remember. I don't think I saw more than those, at least in attempts. But I really would recommend this in ranked right now. It seems to be extremely effective throughout any rank to just half flip onto the big boost. And the continuations are, well, either they shoot at your net and then you save it, or they'll pass you the ball, which is great. I mean, I don't need to tell you what to do there, I hope. Other option is that they try and dribble the ball straight at your net to flick you, in which case you want to ball chase like your life depends on it. And then the last option is they try and take the ball to the sidewall or the back corner to grab boost, and in that case you want to demo them. So there's four main continuations of half flipping onto the back corner boost. And none of them are really that bad for the guy who's half flipping onto the boost, and some of them are great. When they give you the ball, that's obviously phenomenal, and when you get to make a save, that's also usually good as well, because you can easily make a save and collect the ball in the back corner again. The only ones that could be tricky is if they dribble you and they do a really good job, which is rare, or if they take the ball to the back corner very quickly, which is also rare. Most people trying to take the ball to the back corner do it far too slowly, and they don't get there in time. Okay, guys, I'm going to ready up for this game, and I'm going to be right back, get water, because I just realized right now I don't have any left. So remember to stay hydrated. I'll be back in a few seconds for game number 2. Did they wait for me? Back. Sorry. I didn't even know that they knew I'd left, but I suppose I didn't ready up, so they maybe guessed. Clever. They're too clever. They are far too intelligent these days. How you doing, Yummy Cheese Man? Welcome to the stream today. And yes, I am saying you can get that amazing deal. Thank you for asking. I'm saying you can get that amazing deal with ExpressVPN. If you're just tuning into the stream for the first time this month, then this will be news to you. We're sponsored by ExpressVPN for the month. Be sure to check them out using the link in the chat or the box underneath the stream. They'll both take you to the same link. And you can get 3 months free if you make the purchase using that link. I'll watch all kinds of content on all kinds of platforms that you'd otherwise not be able to watch in your country. From a huge list of available options at high speed. So yeah, we'd recommend, even if you want to just give it a click and then save the link for later, be encouraged to do so. They are supporting me, and that's one way that you can directly support me. Yeah, Yummy, you're gonna love it, mate. You're gonna absolutely love it. Definitely give it a look. I know it's gonna be exactly what you're looking for. Recycling a map. I think that I've seen quite a few takes in social media about this. You know, I think that there's just a general expectation of new content from Rocket League right now, and that when they see something like this, they're like, well, that doesn't meet the standards of what I was expecting, therefore it's bad. But I don't know, this might be a good idea to try things like this, like reskinning maps. I don't know anything about making games. I'm just guessing here, but I imagine that doing different looks like this might make maps more what do you call it, transferable to, you know, more content. Like if this works, if this turns out to be a really good thing and people get used to it, they're like, actually, you know what, I prefer this to the regular Neo Tokyo, then Rocket League might just do a big release of everything on this type of texture. But we'll see how it goes. They need to wait and see what the verdict is from everybody. Use that. Thanks for 12 months Prime. He says thanks for you do for the community, keep up the content. I appreciate that. I'll do my best, man. Ooh, a lot of fake challenges in this matchup. A lot of mind games on the air dribbles from Luis as well. Toxic's been pre-jumping so early. And when a player's jumpy like this, it's not surprising to see Luis try and go for mind games, go underneath him. Toxic getting caught on the landing here, and the lead is gone. He needed to hit this just a little bit harder. He didn't accelerate his supersonic with that touch. It was a bit of an easy demo for Luis. What's in ranked right now, by the way? Can you get this map in ranked? You can? And can you get the original Neo Tokyo in ranked, or is it just this one? Has this one replaced Neo Tokyo in ranked, or can you get both? Just gotta ask you guys if anybody's ran into it. I've not played any ranked yet this season. Oh, is Toxic actually sneaking in and getting the big boost there, and that's going to be a goal for him. Luis really thought he was going to get that one. Committed hard for the boost steal, thought he was getting there first. But Toxic actually nicked it away. I would have loved to watch that again in the replay because it was very close. You can see why Luis would expect to get it, but Toxic did well. Old Neo Tokyo was out of the rotation for weeks now, haven't played it. Really? It's not been in the... They removed Neo Tokyo from the rotation weeks ago. That's interesting. You know, there's so many maps in Rocket League, they could do that and I probably wouldn't even notice. Like, they could remove a map and I wouldn't even notice that it's not, that I haven't had it in ages. Unless it's one of the maps that I don't really like, that... I tend to not really prefer the really, really bright sunny maps myself. I prefer the darker ones. But, yeah, you guys already know that if you watched my channel before. I'm always asking for the night versions of every map. Manfield Night Main. Well, a much better game here for Toxic. All about the control. Trying to suppress Luis. He might actually go for a play here. He thought about it. We will be able to catch Toxic out in the landing again and quickly transition into a big bounce dribble. That's going to be a tough shot to save should Luis decide to go for it. Cuts in field after seeing the pre-jump and ties up the game. Perfect dribble. We saw actually, I think we saw this exact same play yesterday between Revsy and CRR. I can't remember if it was Revsy or CRR that did it, but one of them had the exact same play where they go for the big bounce dribble, fake the hook shot, and then they instead just cut in field for the open net on the pre-jumping opponent. Oh, what a save. Pre-flip by Toxic to flick the ball to the back corner. It's all in the setup, guys. All in the setup for your mind games on shots. You need to convince the opponent that you've got an unsavable shot. At least an unsavable shot reactively. Convince them that they need to pre-jump. And of course you can go for the fake. Toxic did well to stay away from the back wall demo there. He's keeping an eye on Luis, making sure that he had indeed back down. Luis trying to get a block on this one. He's not going to get back to it. Toxic gets it across the line. As another mind game works wonders for one of the players in this matchup. He wave dashed the landing of this. You know, if he didn't do that, I don't think he's scored in the air. Added a bit of power to the shot and made the difference in the position. 30 seconds left for Luis to try and double up this advantage. He's in a very strong position. Oh, he gets the immediate revenge of the mind game. And this one's even better because Toxic didn't even get a touch on it. Same technique exactly. Luis jump in as if he's going to flick the ball and then just guiding it underneath Toxic. Pretty convincing though. We saw Toxic's POV. It really looked like Luis was going to be flicking that one. Identical setup to what a flick would be. Toxic might actually have that on target. He could box Luis off this. Luis not going to get a save on this one because Toxic realized it's on target and all he has to do is stop Luis from reaching it. He doesn't need to touch it again. And he did well. He just tripped up Luis on the way back to the net. And now he leads with just 10 seconds left in the game. Toxic a bit slow to that kickoff. Luis realized that. Decided to slow down himself. Let's try and match him for pace. He's going to get one chance at this with the cross-map dribble. He's going for it. Straight down the middle here. Supersonic. Oh my goodness! Luis hit with it again! It's the exact same play as we just saw. This time Toxic's on a respawn. Oh no. The Luis fakes are too convincing. 2 in a row and Toxic, I don't believe it. 5-5, Luis going to try and double up. That's pretty unfortunate for Toxic. He gets the ball past Luis and then accidentally bumps Luis towards the ball. Had that not happened, it would be Toxic's ball right now. And it might still be, if he can play his cards right here. Here we go, Toxic and OT, straight down the middle of the field. Goes for the flick this time. Not going to double up on mind games like Luis did. Oh, is Luis going to go for this? He went close to force Toxic to make a save, but that was extremely risky if Luis did go. Smart that he didn't. And now Luis is in an excellent position. He's got a lot of space on the right-hand side of the field. Toxic deflecting the ball into the back corner here. That's still a great position for Luis. Convincing fake challenge from Toxic forces Luis to flick a bit earlier than he wanted to. And he's going to have to go again from a bit more of an awkward position. He's more all in here. That was still a pretty nice air dribble by Luis, but Toxic had his eye on it the whole way, had the whole goal covered. But he doesn't have the whole goal covered here. He's just going to be saved by the post. And now boost is really starting to run low for Toxic. Luis knows that, and he forces the ball into the middle, not giving Toxic the 50-50 that he wanted. And he will go 2 up in the series. This is so smart by Luis. He knew that Toxic was going to try and charge goal side, and he completely blocked that angle to confirm the game 2 win. Absolutely brutal game for Toxic to lose, rather. He had most of the control in this one. He'll probably feel like he should have won it in regulation. And to make matters worse, I think Luis scored 3 mind games in regulation. Toxic pre-jumping a bit too much, I think. Well, maybe not a bit too much, definitely a bit too high when he does pre-jump. You do have to give credit where it's due though. Luis, very convincing with these fakes. Very, very convincing. We've been on Toxic POV for most of them, and it really is hard to tell whether or not Luis is actually going for a flick. Another high pre-jump by Toxic. I don't really mind that he's pre-jumping this much against Luis, because you have to be proactive against this guy. But I do think he might be jumping a bit too high into most of the challenges, and that's causing his hitbox to be worse than it should be in most of the exchanges. So Luis already darting away to a 1-0 lead. Toxic saw him coming in to the back corner there in the last goal. He didn't react accordingly. Now, unfortunately for Toxic, he's hit the bar. Luis with a very nice clear. Buys him time to get boost. Buys himself time, I should say. And then charge all the way across the field and start pressuring the ball again. Still Toxic in control. And Luis threatening demos from behind. Starting to flex the muscles a little bit with these recoveries. Nice play by Toxic though. Controls the ball quickly. Flicks the ball quickly when he sees the challenge coming. This first touch is excellent by Toxic. Luis charged in there because Toxic has to turn and then control the ball at the end of his turn perfectly. There's a half flip kickoff. Toxic not going for the hard counter because he didn't react fast enough. And this is the reason why the half flip kickoff can be so good. I mean, the worst case scenario is that the opponent dribbles the ball back and then you've got 100 boost defending their 100 boost play, which isn't really that bad. Could be worse, certainly, coming off a kickoff. So it's a very, very solid strategy. Very, very solid strategy, given how hard it is to dribble straight at an opponent and score these days, especially when you've got 20 to 30 boost. It's Toxic wide open net here, and he does manage to put it on target fast enough to put his second goal of the game in. Had to take his time with that one though. The bounce wasn't completely automatic to read. Ooh, haven't seen a lot of aerial plays from Luis today, but every time he goes for one, you're reminded just how good he is when he goes into the air. Snapshot from Toxic. That's a quick one. That's going to make it 3-1. Brilliant power shot by Toxic on the turn. He didn't even grab the back corner boost because he knows that's going to extend his run up. That's going to increase the time it takes for him to get to the ball. And it might have given Luis time to get back into position to make the save. As we saw, Luis was already on the charge back. He was close, but not close enough. Toxic trying to sneak a reverse challenge in. Luis pops it over the top of him, and we're back within one. Bit of a sneaky challenge there by Toxic. He's trying to hide behind the ball, then challenge in reverse, but Luis, playing it safe, fakes a pop, then flicks high. He will not get outplayed there. Now, Luis is moving quickly here. He should be able to get back. Wow, what a touch. End of a pre-flip too. Keep the ball completely up against the wall like this without slowing down, making Toxic's life extremely difficult. Toxic going toe-to-toe right now in speed with Luis and actually plays more efficiently in that exchange. Coming out at the end of it with the boost advantage. Luis still on the ball though. And now Toxic will be able to demo him the landing. Another wide open net, and he takes his time with it. That's a good decision in my opinion. It is a missable shot. It's not a shot that you'll have a player like Toxic missing often. That bounce shot probably going in 19 times out of 20, but you don't want the one out of 20 where you smack it into the post or the bar to be this time, when you could just instead control the ball and then score 100 times out of 100. Nimbus1, thanks to the 21-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Great landing on the ball there with the flip reset, but the shot lackluster by Toxic. He'll be gutted because he had a very nice setup there. And Luis trying to get another pre-jump out of Toxic so that he can just flip into the boost steal. Toxic calming down now, not pre-jumping, not pre-flipping towards the ball as much as he did in the last game. You know, he had a quick look down there. Toxic decided not to challenge the corner boost because he's putting himself in line for a demo if he does challenge there. That's a masterful challenge by Luis. He's got the boost advantage coming out of the back corner, and he uses it so well. When you've got the boost advantage in these positions, you want to control the ball. You don't want the ball to fire away into a random direction. You want to be stuck to it because you're going to recover more quickly. Oh, so we do get the hard counter this time by Toxic. He was ready for it this time. Oh, but he kind of messed it up. So he was halfway there. The hard counter to this half flip on the kickoff is to take the ball to the back corner. He's still going to get a goal out of this extended exchange. You've got to go so fast if you're going to make that back corner dribble work. It's quite difficult, actually, to keep your speed on the turn without using all your boost from a kickoff spawn. Nimbus1, thanks for the 21-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Hi, Johnny. You going to stream any LAN scrims? I definitely hope I can. Yeah, I'll have to reach out. I actually just realized now Renegades are already in America. They're already scrimming. I'll see if Renegades have any interesting scrims tomorrow. Do you guys want to see some Renegade scrims? I don't think any other teams are... well, I don't think there's any other non-NA teams in North America right now. But Renegades are. They're the most prepared team. They're out 3 weeks total, I believe. Oh, are you streaming Renegade scrims, Yummy? Oh, great. I mean, if you're covering that, then I won't. I'll leave you to it. Oh! That's not what Luis is looking for. Toxic's looking like he's going to pick up his first game here. So Luis tried to pop the ball off his own post to start a counter-attack, and instead puts it in the top corner. Did you stream any other scrims today, Yummy? Because I heard that, well, CJ was telling me that Renegade scrims NRG. I don't know who else they scrimmed. Did Scrub DM you for Moxie rematch? Yes, that's another one that I think is going to be tomorrow. I believe that we're going to do the Scrub Moxie rematch tomorrow. Both of them want to put even more money into a wager. So I think that's tomorrow that they want to do that. They were scrimming today. We'll have to see if we can get our hands on some replays, Yummy. What do you reckon? You think you can weasel some replays off them that we can analyze? Modifying your sleep schedule. I like the terminology there. Might steal that. As well as stealing replays. We're just stealing everything. The Toxic doesn't have a lot of boost here. He does pre-jump again. And Luis, luckily for Toxic, messes up his catch. And for now, Toxic is safe. Oh, he's not going to be leading by 2 for much longer, though. Luis has so long to put this one in that he takes his time, and he's now only 1 goal down with 5 seconds left. He came back with 10 seconds left in the last game with a mind game. That must still be in Toxic's memory. Luis actually just drove straight into the ball there. I'm curious as to what he was expecting Toxic to do. Did he think Toxic was going to do a delayed kickoff, maybe? And he tried to chip it over him. Either way, Luis saw an opportunity to get something to go his way by just driving into the ball. I'm not entirely sure what he had in mind there. Because if somebody does a delayed kickoff correctly, you won't get the ball past him by just driving straight into it. Maybe he was reading like an exceptionally delayed kickoff by Toxic, like a very, very slow, controlled delayed kickoff. That's the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head that driving straight into the ball would actually be good against. But I'd love to know if that's incorrect information. Love to see more of that drive into the ball kickoff. Can't wait till we can popularize just driving into the ball. We'll blow everybody's minds. It's like, guys, we're back in 2015. We're not even dodging into the ball anymore. So in yesterday's match, we had CRR from Spain taking 2 games against Revsy. Then Revsy took 2 back for CRR 1 in Game 5. Excellent series. If you didn't catch it, I'd recommend you go do so. It'll be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. If you're watching this live, it will be on my YouTube channel yesterday if you're watching this on YouTube. And yeah, right now we're on track to get the exact same run of show if Toxic can win this game and send us into Game 5. Good start for him. But is he going to get Luis to spawn the right side? He does. Toxic with the perfect demo there, forcing Luis to be spawned on the left-hand side of the pitch. I think if he'd spawned on the right, there was a chance that there was going to be a collision as Luis spawned, which would have been quite funny. I was talking actually to, I think it was Lethimer recently, about demos and about respawns, and he told me that at least I think it was Lethimer, he told me this, that just in the same way that the kickoff order is randomized going into a game, so every single game you're going to get the same 5 kickoff spawns one after another. This is now the 3rd kickoff of the game, so we're finding out as we go here what kickoff it's going to be, and then once you've done 5 it goes back to the first one. Now apparently in the exact same way, the demo order, or not the demo order, the respawn order is also completely set at the start of every game. So I don't know how many times you need to respawn in order to start again at square one and respawn in the same place. But with that knowledge, it is theoretically possible to chain demo somebody every single time they spawn. If you know where they're going to spawn, if you figure out the order, and then you just perfectly follow it. But yeah, more importantly, so that's just a little fun thing I'd love to see somebody try. See how many times, see if you can figure out the demo order, and then also get as many spawn demos in a row. What's the record going to be? But also, another interesting topic that I wanted your guys' thoughts on was controlled respawn. So right now you just respawn at random, and yeah, it's a total fluke. You know, right now Luis could have got a save on the first goal if he just randomly respawned in the right place. Nice recovery there by Toxiic. He did miss the open net though, by the looks of things. But imagine if, you know, you get demoed and then you're allowed to tap left or right on your analog stick during the respawn window, or during the timer that you're dead for. And if you tap left, you spawn on the left. If you tap right, you spawn on the right. I think that would be a big improvement to Rocket League, because it would make respawning a decision. Because right now, one of the aspects that I think makes demos not fun for people is that they don't have any control over where they respawn. But if you just give people control over where they respawn, now actually respawning is a skill, like respawning in the right place, and it would be something that people could try and improve at. They're like, wow, look at that, I respawned on the correct side, made a play immediately. You could also, it would enable you to pre-turn, because right now, if you know that you're going to respawn on the right, you can pre-turn in the correct direction, whether it's to grab boost or make a play on the ball, and vice versa if you're spawning on the left. But sometimes you have to wait. If you're playing Rocket League, you need to wait and see which side you spawn on before you know which direction you should be turning in, which is just another way that, yeah, makes demos, I think, unfun, because it's not a decision, it's just random. People don't like that randomness, I think, in a competitive game like Rocket League where nothing is random. I think, yeah, it's the only randomness in the game. Or the spawning points on kickoffs and the respawn points after being demoed. That's the only real randomness in Rocket League. There's controlled randomness as well, with 50-50s and stuff like that. But that's the only actual fully uncontrollable random things that happen in the game. Hey, OSF, thanks to the 48-monther. How you doing, man? Welcome back to the channel. So here we go again. Can Toxiic get to the corner before Luis gets to him? I think this time he's done it. So there we go. That's the counter. If you want to counter the half flip kickoff, that's how you do it. You do a big, well, not a wide turn, but definitely not a really tight turn as well. Keep your speed on the turn, hit the ball to your back corner, and then flip after it so that you are also moving supersonic and you don't get demoed from behind. It's a really good play against the half flip kickoff. Danger is if you do it too slowly, you're going to get demoed. So you've got to be fast with it. But Toxiic reacting really well there. That's the best one he's done so far. That might actually stop Luis from trying the half flip kickoff for a bit. Toxiic's clearly on the lookout for it, and you know, if Luis is winning, he might do it, but he's not going to do it from behind and just give possession to Toxiic, that's for sure. Pinches are pretty random. Well, they're controlled random, so I'd say the randomness in pinches is just because of how difficult they are to consistently execute, but they're not actually random. I mean, if you... Thank you, Toxiic. Perfect example. If you practice them, you can control the randomness. So, yeah, there you go. Toxiic showing us how it's done. Yeah, Luis didn't have to leave here. He's FFing the game. He could have just let me restart it, but it's fine. We'll go back to the menu. Thank you, Toxiic, for the tutorial on why pinches are not random. That was class. Not completely random. That was a really good pinch as well. He did well. And we are fully scripted right now. We're following the exact same script as Revsy vs CRR. And yeah, I've even scripted somebody to come into chat, ask about pinches before the pinch goal. It's all scripted today. It's obviously scripted. We're not even trying to disguise it at this point. So Luis bringing out the wagon wheels. He's not done this yet today. He's been in the Fennec, and after losing 2 straight games, he's bringing out the wagon wheel Octane for the ace match. He's not trolling. If you're new to watching Luis play, this is a setup that he always plays. He regularly plays this, and he thinks that these are the fastest wheels in the game. He's using them for game 5 to try and get the final win that he needs against Toxiic and prevent the reverse sweep from occurring. Nimbus1, I can't remember if I said thanks for the 21 month, but I appreciate it either way, man. Hopefully I said thanks when it happened, but if I didn't, then thank you now. Well, I hope those wheels are really fast, Luis. He's not going to catch up to that one. He's not not got a chance of catching that one. He says he feels like a brick. Yeah, he pulled out the fast wheels to try and not feel like a brick, but unfortunately he still feels like a brick. Let's see if he can step it up here. Good placement on the shot. Luis on the board with 1 goal. 3 times already. Wait, have I actually? Hey, that's probably the you know, good mistake to make. The bad mistake would be making no shoutouts. At least I've done more than 1. I'll take it. Absolute trash IRL. Thanks for 90 month tier 1. And yeah, it's, the reason Toxiic's been on the channel so much is because he uploads all his replays, and he's always top 10 in 1s, so he's always got super interesting 1s rank games to take a look at. He's a grinder. I've got a video, I can't remember, was it Toxiic versus Khaled? I've got a video about Toxiic versus Khaled where they played, I think, how many games was it in a row? Like 11 games in a row, and I'm pretty sure Khaled won every single one of them, and Toxiic just kept playing because he just wanted to play, you know, the best player in 1s at the time. That's the mentality that really gets you high rated. It's being able to take a loss in the chin, learn from it, go right back into the next game, and not be tilted. Now, some people might argue, well, clearly he's tilted, he lost 11 games in a row, but I don't think that was the case. Looking at the gameplay, it didn't look like he was tilted. It looked like he was just, I mean, losing to Khaled, which isn't really, that doesn't really need an explanation. Definitely not at that time when it happened. Great save by Luis. Toxiic's not got the best landing here, so I think Luis will be able to convert this open net. Well played with the control. Fantastic save, but yeah, Toxiic landing on the back wall there with only 2 of his wheels really slowed down his recovery. He couldn't jump off the wall, he actually had to fall off the crossbar. Merchas, thanks for the 24-month tier 1. And also Scoomy Mooms, thanks for the 4-month prime. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Where did Yummy Cheese Man go? Yummy, were you able to wrangle any replays? So we can expose who's trash at scrims to the world, and everybody can overreact to them. Do I want them now? If there's like good ones, is there like a good scrim? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Because we don't want to watch like an 8-0, you know? That's no fun. Well, maybe in 1 game, but 8-0 in games, probably not the best thing to do. I guess we'll see what the scores are. If they look interesting, we could ask, or just not ask. It's a ask for forgiveness thing. We don't ask for permission. We just do it, and then we're like, oh, sorry. Oh, you didn't want that streamed. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's lovely by Toxiic. Off the inside of the post, Luis overextends. And Toxiic delivers him an open net. I really don't see, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm watching, not playing, but this map looks fine on my screen. Maybe it doesn't show up as good on stream. It looks fine for me. There's Toxiic in a really rough spot here. Only time to grab 1 boost pad. Luis gonna fake him. Toxiic doing a much better job than he did earlier on in the series, though, of just staying low enough in the challenges that he can at least flip into the ball if he does get mind gamed. Earlier on, game 2, he was just pre-jumping way too high, challenging way too high the majority of the time, and he was just an easy target for the Luis mind games. Now he is still pre-jumping a fair bit, and he's still challenging early, but he's not going too high on them. Toxiic wasting an extra second off the clock there. Smart thing to do if you are leading the game, might end up being relevant. We'll have to wait and see if he wins by 1 goal and the ball barely bounces on the goal line or something for Luis. Great challenge by Toxiic. Luis with a bit of a heavy touch. He's throwing away possession a bit more carelessly than he was earlier. And go back to game 1. It looked like Toxiic just couldn't get anywhere near Luis. Luis has definitely fallen off with his first touch a little bit. His control has it's deteriorated slightly, but Toxiic, I think the main reason he's now taking control is it's mostly due to him. He's really stepped up. Now fake challenge by Toxiic, and once again able to stay low enough while he's pre-jumping to get a good challenge on the ball. He drops the ball past Luis. Could Toxiic slow roll him here? Oh, he's not paying attention. Luis is in the back corner. Toxiic could have wasted a bit of time here if he realized that Luis had in fact stopped moving. Obviously Toxiic was worried that Luis would just be charging back, so he dribbled it into the net. And if you look back, I think the ball might have blocked his camera, so he did not go for it. Okay, can Toxiic make it to the back corner before Luis gets there? Looks like he will. Luis not even going to try and chase after him. All about maintaining the momentum in the turn for Toxiic there. That's what he needs to do to get the ball safely to the back corner. Luis has it all to do here. He is facing down a reverse sweep. He gets the acceleration on the ball. Hops, I think, on target. Toxiic flips away, and it's been saved by the crossbar. So Toxiic knew there that, well, the only reason, or the only way that I'm going to be able to make a play here is if the crossbar does the work for me, so I'm just going to go get the boost. And Luis has dropped GG's. He can't play. Toxiic has proven to be too strong in the business end of the series. And an FF from Luis with 56 seconds left. That's definitely a you know, a comebackable position, if that's a word, but not going to be easy with how well Toxiic is playing. Right, watch this. So let me just fill in here for Luis, then add some goals. I think that should do it. There we go. We're winning. There we go. I don't think he's going to be able to come back from this. It's just not even hard. Where is he? Too easy, man. Too easy. Yeah, we had to do it. We had to make it unwinnable. Good pass. Great pass by Toxiic there. What a play, I know, right? Destroyed. 22-10. That's one of the most one-sided matches I've seen. Should do that more often. I should get some tally up the tally up the screenshots over the years.